Customizing your tracing experience in Coralogix is really straightforward. So to begin with, obviously we have the queries at the top that we mentioned in the previous video. These queries enable you to filter and zoom in on specific applications. So just as another example, if we do service name, and then we can pick, for example, front end that we did in the last one, and that's just going to lock us in on a specific, on the traces and spans that represent a specific service. Next we have these graphs here. These graphs can be changed any which way you like, so you can change the aggregation, you can pick different values, you can group by different things. So for example, right now it's the maximum duration grouped by action. I can actually say I want the maximum duration grouped by application, for example, or by service, subsystem, whatever it is that we want. So you can change these as you like, and it's really important because it enables you to actually see the key metrics that you really need to see. So I strongly recommend having a look at that. These can also be hidden. So in the settings here, you can hide these graphs. So just by clicking this, if you don't really want to see them. But I would recommend using them because they are a nice addition and they give a really high level, clear view, because traces are very detailed, and it's important that you also have that high level picture as well at the same time. Now, on the left hand side, you can define custom filters. So if you add a filter here, you can select from any of the tags that have already been defined in a particular span. So for example, you've got things like, I don't know, status codes, for example. So if we do HTTP status code here, I move down, move myself out the way, you can see 200, 302, and 500 status codes. And if I filter on just the 500 status codes, I can see those services that have had status errors there. Another way you can customize your experience is with this convenient button here. So right now, what you're looking at is the spans. What I'll do is I'll just unselect all the filters so we can see everything again. You're looking at just the spans. Now, what this means is that you're not getting a view of the full transaction. You're seeing individual transactions that have happened within that full journey. However, if you click here and you go to traces instead, what it will do is it will show you the root span and group together all of the relevant spans into a particular trace. So for example, we have here, this is already ordered in descending order. You can see we have a root span here, load generator, front end cart, so the overall duration of the trace and the number of spans within that trace. And what this means is that it's kind of up to you whether you want to filter by the full journey through your system or you wish to explore by specific transactions. It's kind of up to you. Really nice use cases. If you want to look for complex interactions in your system, then going to tracing view and then changing to spans to descending order, it's a really nice way of seeing the most complex traces. Otherwise, if you want to look for anomalous transactions or transactions that took way longer than they should have done, you can go into the spans view like this, and then you can actually just like zoom down by duration, so you can see some of those really long spans took a very long, like half a second there, and you can actually dive into those as well. Another thing you can do is customize the columns. So you can see here on the UI that you've got timestamp, action, status, duration, error. Well, you can actually make columns out of pretty much anything you want. Any of the fields that are available to you here, you can use. So like process IDs, any of the tags that have been added to your spans. And they can be added really easily as columns. So you apply them here, and then we can look and filter. For example, we can zoom in. So we can see that nothing's really got any DB statements on it. That's good for the last 15 minutes. Database is getting a rest. And what this enables you to do is just dive into specific fields. And once again, it enables you to customize and make a bespoke experience out of this UI. Another thing to highlight, the settings here, you can hide pretty much everything if you want. So for example, we can hide the legend on the graphs, we can hide the graphs themselves, we can hide the filters, and we can hide the tags as well. So you're just left with a kind of a list view. I prefer to have everything there, just a personal view, but it's kind of up to you how you want to customize the view to make sure it works beautifully. Finally, I'll talk about views. So this is the same in the logs UI as well. You can actually save your view. So if you have a combination of queries and filters and graphs that you really like, you can actually save that view and name it whatever you like. And you can save that. Or you can load existing views as well. So you have lots of options there. So this was just some of the basic ways in which the tracing interface can be customized to make a really nice, really bespoke experience, so that even though you're using a SaaS platform, it feels like you built it all yourself because you've designed the interface exactly how you need it.